I know you guys want to know all about this. What's going on? What is this? An on-road FG? Why is it so damn cool looking? Why does it remind you of the Lexus IS300 from the early 2000s? Because that is what it reminds me of.
Are you ready? Yeah, you think you can tell us what to do? Think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're better? Better get ready. Bow to the masters. Break it down.
I know you guys want to know all about this. What's going on? What is this? An on-road FG? Why is it so damn cool looking? Why does it remind you of the Lexus IS300 from the early 2000s? Because that is what it reminds me of. But I think we all want to know what's going to happen with this right there. Yep, my Redcat Rampage 4-wheel drive drift edition, baby, is strapped in. We're using the supplied equipment, and by that I mean basically just a power line. You see that? I have it tied into the bumper. And then we're going to drag this around, hopefully on that snow. Dude, do you think my Redcat's waterproof? I honestly don't know.
I think so.
I'm liking this Rampage right there. I know you, this is the one that I recently made a video about, right?
Yes, yes.
And you wound up buying it.
Yes.
That's cool, man. That's cool. These. I did a good amount of research on this car, and in fact, when I first spotted it on OfferUp, I thought this was some kind of aftermarket body. Because yeah, the Redcat Rampage looks just like that. That is the original XT body. Now this was advertised as a Rally, and I have the Rally XR, and it is not this body, it is not this wheels. So I was kind of surprised. After doing a little bit of digging, this turns out to actually be a genuine Redcat Rally. Let's remove the body, guys, and we'll take a look at the chassis itself. I was honestly kind of surprised at how similar it is to mine over here. So let me remove the body on mine. We'll do a top-down view. The chassis layout is extremely similar. We see the same type of center diff layout. Now, these are not actual center diffs. They're just 4 gears inside, but they call them center diffs. These chassis do not have real center diffs. That's why I like them. That's why they drift so damn nice. Not like the center diffs on the Losi, where you constantly have to tune it, and then there's still problems. You could tell they have the same exact radio boxes mounted in the front on the right side here of the chassis, although this one does have these body mounts that are supposed to hold the body, right? Because they're supposed to have clips over here in the body. Now these I thought were from some kind of FG Sportline car, but they're not. These are original genuine Redcat tires for this one. This came out in 2008. I think this was the first of these like Rampage chassis layouts, because I know the oldest current model that you could get, the XT, came out in 2011. So this was about 3 years before. The servo mounting is fairly similar. I would say this chassis is a little bit closer to the MT style chassis other than the XT. But what I do like, and I thought these were upgraded parts, are these shock towers. They're super, super thick. I don't think I've ever seen shock towers this thick, guys. It's literally about the same length as my fingernail. And I haven't bit this fingernail in quite some time, so congratulate me. That's a damn success for me. Now, this motor is probably the biggest letdown of this chassis. Do you guys see what this says? 23cc, baby. That's right.
Hey,
now,
23cc, baby, gives it up.
Yeah, we got Chris over there saying 23cc is all it takes to destroy those electrics. I agree. But yeah, back in the day, the 23cc small displacement engines were fairly common. The original Baja had a 23cc Fuelie engine. Now, I noticed they're calling this a Fuelie, but then again, they misspelled oil here on the right. This is basically the same spelling error they make on every single modern Redcat. Instead of OIL, it's OLL. So make sure you add two-stroke all. 2-stroke all, actually 25% stroke all. So they added a 5 over here. Yeah, designed in Japan. You know how today the iPhones say designed in California, built in China? Well, this is the total opposite, baby. But otherwise, the chassis seems extremely similar. Now, Chris, you've already driven it, right?
Yes.
You sent me a couple videos.
Yes.
How do you find it? Is this your first gas RC?
Yes.
And how was your, like, you know, beginning experiences, this and that?
It runs smooth. I like the weight of it. I like the weight of it.
Yeah.
You're not looking for the speed. You're looking for the functionality.
Right,
And
right.
It's very smooth.
Man, I'm happy you bought this. I thought this was going to be like one of those hairy cars in terms of, like, you know, because the sales listing really had no information. It was kind of like really bogus looking, but this thing looks like it was barely ran, right?
Yeah. He said he only ran it minimal.
Let's look at the chassis. Man, the chassis is like basically brand new on this thing. Nice flat pan aluminum chassis. Yeah, original 2008 Redcat, the first one I've ever seen in my life, guys. In fact, I thought it was a fake when I first saw it. So yeah, you guys come to this channel, you see yourself some cool RCs like this, and then we're gonna tow some trash I found, you know, Christmas style spirit on the damn snow. They call this a rally car, but I gotta say, it's more like a road car. Look at how low this suspension is. If I put my finger here, you know, I would still have to grow my fingernail for like months to get up to this ground clearance level. I kind of like this thing. Now mine really is also the rally version, and you could tell it is a substantially taller ride height. I mean, maybe you can't tell from this angle in the video, but trust me, take my word, why would I lie to you? I have them both right in front of me, you know? What am I gonna do? Suspension wise, let's try it out. We have some fairly firm shocks. Let's see the front here. Yeah, pretty nice, well dampened. I would say perfect for this weight of a vehicle. My favorite thing is this huge foam front bumper, and these things absorb a lot of impact. I know years ago when you had like a 10 scale HPI, that foam front bumper on your Nitro RS4 took a lot of impact. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot. These, you know, they're okay, but these are like off-road bumpers. To be honest with you, I prefer the foam bumper. Really good protection and does not destroy the front of this body. One of the drawbacks I noticed in this series of Rampage, they have extreme brake wear. We're talking like you're driving a Ford Fusion with the EcoBoost engine and you're trying to take those corners like you're in a Lamborghini. You're gonna have extreme brake pad wear, which I have after literally a couple laps. Otherwise, the brakes are insane. But here, looks like a much thicker setup and looks like it's vented significantly better. The brake pads in this, kind of hidden by this top plate, but on the side there, you could see the brake system itself. It's fairly functional, but yeah, you have significant brake pad wear. So remember, you're driving a Ford Focus or a Fusion and not a Lamborghini in this case. One of the most obvious differences is the size of the fuel tank. Notice how huge the fuel tank on this chassis is and how tiny this is. I literally have to fill this up almost all the time. Now the Bajas have huge gas tanks. These, they're good because you could tell they have very good weight distribution. The drive shaft goes right through the gas tank, right, all around. So we're talking top-notch weight distribution for that drift, you know, Tokyo drift style. But yeah, in terms of the volume, I would say this old Redcat Rally is superior to the modern ones. The obvious reason why this tank is smaller and this is just, you know, taking a shot in the dark is because this is an off-road chassis, this is an on-road chassis. So if you have impact going to your tank, you know, from impacts to the body or rocks or whatever, it's not very good. You want to have the tank more inboard on the chassis. Now in this case, since the body really protects it over here, you have a whole bunch of extra space here to protect the tank from impacts. Makes pretty much a logical sense to me. All right, bro, I got mine on. My kill switch is all good to go. We got to get a kill switch for you, right?
Yes, sir.
My understanding? Okay. You got it all primed?
Almost.
I'm gonna wait for you to start because I know this beast starts all the time, but I want the audience to really enjoy the start of this vintage Redcat. I never thought I would say vintage Redcat, but I guess the day has come. Just so you guys know, Snowman might not come off for this entire test. Oh, it's nice. You could reach in through the window, huh?
Yeah. I can reach everything from there.
Man, this reminds me of like an old Lexus body. I don't know what it is. Maybe the GS300, IS300. Needs a little more priming.
Yeah.
I usually do like 10 primer bulb.
Cold.
Almost, yeah, okay, let's go.
Well,
The idle's really low.
yes, that is.
The idle is low, right?
That is an issue.
Okay, we could adjust it. So we're gonna turn it clockwise about 1/8 of a turn. Okay, so that should raise, it's not really the idle, it's the low speed needle. The idle is this other silver screw over here, but the low speed needle generally is a good way to raise the starting idle. Here we go. How's the idle, better? A little higher than before? Okay, good. You got the choke off? Not yet. Now turn the choke off. Man, this thing is quiet. Okay, well, we'll just start it again. Chris and I here spent some time starting it. We don't know what's going on. It seems to bog down and die. Let's see what happens when we start it. We've already warmed it up a little bit, so it's definitely not anything, you know, that's obvious. Let's start it up. I'll show you guys. You might need a new carb. Go ahead. This thing is old. It's the original carb. Okay, so engine starts okay, right? We accelerate. It bogs down a lot. Heavy bog down. So I'm thinking the fact that this carb is very old, it is a Walbro, but over time these diaphragms in the bottom there, they just go bad. So Chris, I mean, we just pretty much need to replace the carb. I know you want to do a whole engine swap, right?
Yeah.
Chris always wants to swap the engines, but I'm always the kind of guy, it's like, man, just spend less money, buy more RCs, you know? The carb on this thing is not trash. It is a genuine Walbro carb. I checked. It is a WT668. So we could easily just get a replacement. You know, we're gonna keep this original sticker here with this misspelled word. That's kind of comical, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, I've seen this happen one time, and the only fix was the carb. Generally the carb. The spark plug seems to be okay. The fuel system is okay. I checked, it wasn't vacuum locked at all. I opened up the tank lid here a little bit and it was fine. So back pressure seems fine. The fuel lines are not cracked. Only thing I can think of is the carb is, you know, it's old. It's over 10 years old at this point in time.
You think you can tell us what to wear? You think that you're well, you better get ready. Down to the masters. Break it down. The generation.
Nitro.
So fine, but her breath is like woo. She say she wanna dance, but she don't know how to woo. I'm iced out, ooh, looking like a star. Woo. Her name is Jenny, ooh, bitch don't have no panties. Woo. I'm Steph Curry, when I hit the three, I hit the...
What's up?
I don't want to hear this once a day. Come on, let's get big.